On today's show, Barb and I are going to make some orange molasses pork chops. We're also going to make broccoli and potatoes in their own butter sauce. I have a lot of good spices and seasonings, and I have one of my little secret ingredients, which I'll tell you a little bit later on. So let's get started. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Diabetic Diet Show. Hey Barb, what's the question of the day?
Do you like potatoes? If you like potatoes, give the thumbs up.
I have all the ingredients measured out. Today we're going to be using a molasses as well as an orange juice concentrate. Also some apple cider vinegar, Dijon mustard, and garlic powder, as well as salt. So we'll get them all here in our mixing bowl. Boy, this molasses is thick. So I'll just persuade it to come out of the mixing bowl a little bit. Just like that. Okay, and then I'll keep the spoon in case I need it. Okay, orange juice. These are easy. Vinegar. Powder. This one here you have to persuade to come out. This is the Dijon mustard. It doesn't want to come out very easy. Go. It's like honey, it sticks to the container. Okay. Just give that a little bit of a stir there, and that'll just clean up my spoon a little bit. Okay, and some salt. Then whisk. Okay, after I whisk and mix this up, I need to pour some in my bag. Then I put my pork chops in there, and you put them in the refrigerator for at least 20 minutes. You could do an hour or two. They say overnight is even better yet. Now, Ziploc bag, you want to roll back like this to keep your zipper seam clean. Try to neatly pour some of this in here. Now I'm not going to put it all in there because I want to save some of this to use for marinade on top. So I have a little bit in there. Now let's put a little more in there. There we go. I think that looks a little better like that. Okay, now I have some gloves so that I don't have to touch the raw meat. By the way, I rinsed the meat, and it feels better since I rinsed it. And these are large pork chops. These are fantastic. Move them around in here. Okay. There we go. That's great. See, that's just enough too. I left quite a bit in the bowl. We'll use that to pour on top, but you'll notice I did not cross-contaminate it. Okay, let me get rid of the glove. That is messy. That molasses. Okay, you can pull up your lip. This. You don't have to worry about taking the air out, since all you're really doing with this is just letting them soak in here. Okay, so I'm going to put these in the refrigerator, wash my hands, and we'll be right back. In your frying pan, put in a little bit of oil. Shouldn't need a real lot if it's a non-stick. and heat it up. Gotta make sure the fire lights. I did that one day and had a big boom. It was not good. Alright, here we go. A little bit of oil on the brush. Get the pan all oiled up. Just like this. Now don't do anything till the pan gets hot. It was 2 hours. Pork chops are marinated. They're sitting here warming up to room temperature. Now over here I have the potatoes and the broccoli. So for the potatoes, I have some butter. Throw in here. I have already ran them through the microwave for 8 minutes. What I did was I took the potatoes, stabbed them with a fork, rinsed them with water, put them in the bowl, in the microwave. After they're done with the microwave, I took them out, let them cool. Because I need to put them back in the microwave just before it's time to serve dinner and melt the butter. Now I also have a warming station back here that I can fire up, and I can put them on there, and that may even heat them up enough. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, this is the other butter for the broccoli. So let's get this butter in here. These are softening up a little bit, sitting here on the counter for a while. Okay, that's all set. Now, the pork chops. This fire turned down. Should have a fan going if you can. I can't use a fan recording here to wipe out the microphones. That's what it should do though when you put the pork chops in. It should sizzle like that. That lets you know that it's hot enough. Next step is some salt and pepper on our potatoes and broccoli. And it is a liberal amount of salt for both of these. Now, let's get the warmer burner plugged in. Get that turned on. And this will start to warm up. And we'll put the potatoes on this one. Okay, this one here we'll go throw in the microwave because these are frozen. I have a 900 watt microwave, so I put them in for 4 minutes. We'll see how they look. So I can use these tongs here for a little bit as the uncooked meat. But this meat juice here has to be used on the raw pork and then thrown away. I'm just pouring it right on top. What's nice is while you're waiting for these to cook, it gives you a few minutes to go pre-wash your measuring cups and things. Barb and I were just talking. By doing that, oh, the microwave is ready. By pre-washing your dishes while your meat is cooking, it gives a chance for the water heater to fill back up with water, so when you're all done, you have a lot of dishes and stuff to pre-wash. Before you wash your dishes, you don't empty your water heater. Now I'm in a condo, so I only have a small 30-gallon water heater, so that works well. Now these, the way I can tell when these are done is they were frozen. I put them in, I do the burn test. If I touch them with my fingers and burn my fingers, they're done. So I have a spoon, then I'll just take and toss them in the butter. And of course the salt and pepper will all be mixed in. And we didn't make a lot of these. We used most of this bag for a meal the other day. So the broccoli is really good. If you do some research, it's really good for people with high blood pressure and diabetes. So this is something that you really should be eating regularly. Now let's take a look at these pork chops. And you know, pork chops have to be cooked until they're 170 at least. So right now they're 117. These have a little bit to go. So I'm just going to double check them. Just by turning them over in that molasses. You know, this is kind of like the apple pork chops that I made the other day. But this is going to be better. I think this molasses is really going to be delicious. And I'm cooking them on the flat side rather than on the raised side. That way I get full contact with the pan. You know, the reason that we're using a frying pan is because we want the full contact of the meat. So now, as soon as these get around 134, which is usually my number that I check my meat at, that's when I'm going to switch to some clean tongs. So I can still keep these and use these for a little bit. Let's let these cook. Let's move these around a little bit so this molasses doesn't burn in one spot. If you have to, you can put some more oil in here. I seem to be okay. It doesn't look like it's a concern. Also good to move your meat around from one side to another. You could be heating more on one side or another. And then we'll check the temperature now. And let's see what things look like here. We're 150 in the thin part of the meat. Okay, so these have to cook for a little bit while longer. The meat has gotten quiet, and that's usually a good sign that it is done, and they are over 170. So they are all set. Turn your fire off. Let me grab some gloves, and I'll get these. Turn off the warmer. Looks like all the butter has melted. Mashed potatoes and broccoli. So there we go. Now I have a spoon. So grab a nice looking potato here. Some broccoli. Big pork chop. There we go. Wow, this smells great. Well, if you like making things like this or watching cooking shows, I have some more right here.